Investigators, including the legislative auditor, launched a criminal investigation into the former finance director of a North Shore town. It comes as our investigation showed Stacy Ludlow secretly opened a town credit card in her own name and racked up more than $100,000 in charges, spending money on pet supplies, clothes, food, wine, and even an online sex toy shop.
But a deeper look at the town's credit card statement show questionable charges on other employees' cards as well. And what we found when we looked at the receipts shocked a local law expert and a political analyst.
Here's our new swiped investigation. We've reviewed credit card statements for officials all across the state. You know, so many entities. We've never seen anything like this. Have you?
No, I've never seen anything like this.
On July 15th, 2022, the credit card for Abita Springs Mayor Dan Curtis was charged $1,000. The vendor, Carib Realty, a condo building on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Orange Beach. But Curtis says he didn't make that charge and has never stayed at the Carib. Instead, records indicate that and many more personal charges on the mayor's credit card might have been made by the town's now former finance director, Stacy Ludlow.
We have seen cases of individual public officials putting personal charges on their credit cards. I don't think we've ever seen anything to this extent, but more than that, the fact that she actually took other people's official credit cards, other people's city credit cards, and put personal charges on them. I've never seen that at all.
We've reviewed Mayor Curtis's credit card statements and noticed thousands of dollars in charges for eBay, Amazon, an order from the Elegant Bar, a cigar humidors and accessories website, even 2 large jewelry purchases. Officials believe Stacy Ludlow, their finance director, might have actually made those purchases. One reason why? Many of them weren't shipped to Town Hall or the address of the card holder. Many charges on the mayor's credit card were delivered right to the door of Stacy Ludlow's Mandeville home. In the month of December 2022 alone, the mayor's credit card had $34,000 worth of charges, the majority for eBay. That includes this $205 charge on December 12th. The receipts show taxpayers paid for a new pair of Nike Air Max women's casual shoes. And that same day, another charge for $275. That covered the cost of another pair of Nike shoes, Air Jordan 3 Retro and Camo, a men's size 13. The mayor tells us he wears an 11.5.
It's a lot of nerve. It's, you know, I mean, it's obviously, it's an outrageous breach of trust by this individual. But also, I mean, why didn't the mayor notice that? Why didn't other city officials notice that? I mean, everything that every city official does is supposed to be reviewed and audited because this is city money.
Records indicate Ludlow had personal charges on all 5 of the town's credit cards, her own, the mayor's, and 3 other employees. Here's a $90 purchase on town clerk Janet Dufresne's card for bug assault, a gun that shoots salt to kill houseflies. More charges for a Margaritaville tumbler and foldable pet gate that on the receipt is marked fraud after town employees reviewed the credit card charges. Josh Mullen, the field director of Public Works, had charges for Christmas stockings, a doormat, and an end table. Kristen Tortorich, administrative director of Public Works, had a $272 bifold door and installation kit from Wayfair, a cabinet trash can, and wood storage bin. All charges made on the cards belonging to town employees, but shipped to Stacy Ludlow. To show you the magnitude of these charges, look at December of 2022. When you total up all town credit cards, it's close to $60,000 worth of purchases just this one month, most under investigation for potential fraud. The $60,000 in questionable charges that month, more than the town's mayor makes in a year.
The level of hubris to use other people's credit cards, again, is the thing that kind of slaps me in the face. Because how do you think you're going to get away with this? How do you think that nobody in the little town of Abita Springs is not going to look at this and say, well, Why is this on my credit card?
But there's more. Another Abita Springs employee is under investigation for potentially doing the same thing. The town terminated Ludlow in September of last year for gross misconduct and dishonesty. About a week earlier, documents show Ludlow herself actually terminated a public works employee, Frederick or Ricky Young, for the same reason. Records show Young has a home address on Burvant Street in Abita Springs. In January of last year, the mayor's credit card shows 2 purchases from eBay, totaling nearly $2,600. Receipts show someone ordered tires and rims for a car. On the mayor's card, the items delivered to Ricky Young's home address. And look at where the order confirmation was sent, to Young's personal Yahoo email address. The questionable purchases don't stop there. Receipts show the rental of an 18-inch trencher from Home Depot, placed with Public Works employee Josh Mullen's card. But look at the address used. Again, Burvant Street, Young's home address. And in one case, records show Stacy Ludlow's email account shows she placed an order from Supply House, $180, for a gas valve. The item charged to the town clerk's credit card, but delivered to Ricky Young's home. Records show in 2022, the town of Abita Springs spent $124,000 on public safety, while that same year, credit card charges were well over that amount, and they're now under investigation, possibly personal charges made by 2 town employees. That Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Raspani says will get the attention of state and possibly federal law enforcement.
There may be more than one person that's going to be culpable here. If they can prove the mens rea, the guilty knowledge to this other party, then he's going to be theoretically responsible for the whole shebang, especially if the feds get involved in this. The amount of money stolen in the, quote, conspiracy, if they go that route, is going to be put on both of their heads.
Ludlow's attorney told us by email that his client denies any wrongdoing. We reached out to Ricky Young for comment on the investigation, but he didn't respond. Mayor Dan Curtis declined our request for an interview, citing an ongoing investigation into the charges by the state legislative auditor, but did answer questions he could by email. In a letter to other elected officials late last week, Curtis, the mayor, said the town is working to recover any misappropriated funds and make sure no one can ever commit such crimes again.